Hey guys, welcome back to Ripe for Investing. And what I want to do today is just show you a couple of websites I use to get some insights on stocks that I'm buying. And these are not necessarily the best places to get, statistics and things like that on stocks metrics, but I like these sites. So the first one that I use is Marketbeat.com. And let me zoom in here just a little bit. Zoom in, there we go. And I'll just put in, let's put in, I own American Eagle Outfitters. So I'm going to put in AEO into that, and then I'm going to click on Find Now. And what you do is you come to this, and then of course, it can give you various things. I'll be honest, I don't use all of these things. Like you can go down here and click on Analyst Ratings, and it'll tell you what the analyst ratings are, if it's a buy, a sell, or a hold. But why do I use this site? Well, here's why. Institutional ownership. I click on that, and what this does is it tells you what are the big institutions doing with your stock. And this is super important because, they are the market makers. They are the big guys. Unlike us small guys here, we don't really make the market. Oh, what is going on? No, thanks. Get out of my way. That's silly pop-up. So basically, what this does is it tells you if institutions are buying and how much they're buying. So right now you can see that American Eagle 65 million have been bought, but only 8.65 have been sold this quarter. So that's a very positive sign. Institutions are buying. And you can come over here, and what I like to do is you see this market value column. I scroll down here to the ones that are the largest. Like these people own $21 million worth of stock in this company. And you can see that they have increased their quarterly change in shares is 3%. So that seems to be a positive thing. If these people have this much money in the company and they're increasing shares. Look at this one. I've never heard of these guys. Carillion Tower Advisors, $23.6 million, but they have increased by 111%. And then here, of course, once again, another one that's 1.33 million has increased by 100%. 1.53 million has decreased by 9.1%. So what this can do is it can show you what the big guys are doing. And if you see like a tremendous outflow, then that may be a bad sign. I wish I could come up with a company that, I think Hyatt is one that I own where, let's just see real quick. Hyatt Hotels. I think this is one where there is actually quite a bit of outflows as opposed to inflows, but that's okay. It's a very small portion of my portfolio. Yeah, so, and sometimes you deal with these stupid pop-ups like this one. Okay, this looks really bad. So total inflows is only 9.6 million versus total outflows are 90 million. So this looks awful. At the same time, I'm not worried. It looks like just a couple days ago, Great Lake Advisors, which have a $16.48 million worth of shares, increased by 5.9%. But basically the idea here is you can go on here and you can type in any company you want. Like, I don't know, what's a famous stock? Roku right now. And I don't own Roku, by the way. But let's just say you wanted to find out about Roku. Then you can type it in and it's going to come up and it's going to tell you institutional ownership and tell you, are they buying? Are they selling? What are the big guys doing? And right now they are certainly buying. And it'll even tell you, the reports in what dates and who's bought and all that sort of stuff. So I research stocks through this because I think it's very important to know what are institutions buying if you are not just dividend investing and buying a stock and planning on holding it forever. The majority of my portfolio is like that, but there's also stocks in there where I have like maybe a 2-year timeline and I need to know more about what's going on with the institutions. Okay, so marketbeat.com is a good website that I use quite a bit. Okay, and you can go on there and you can look at earnings and things like that. I mean, it's going to tell you all sorts of things. There's lots of nice little graphs, but I love this website, marketbeat.com. It's one that I visit a lot. This next one I don't use nearly as much anymore, but when I first got into stocks and was trying to come up with ideas, this is one that I use quite a bit. It is Nasdaq, but unfortunately the Nasdaq has changed their website. So if you look at the website address, it is, I'm going to type it again, old.nasdaq.com. And yeah, let's do that again. So you have old.nasdaq.com. And then that takes you to here, okay? And then what do you do here? Well, you can do something like this. This is where this website comes into play here. You can go down, let's see, where is it at? Well, let's just type in, I don't know, I'm going to type in K-Force because that's a stock that I've been interested in. And I go to K-Force. and watch what happens. I'm going to come over here to where it says Guru Analysis. Guru Analysis is such a funny thing to me. And what's really cool about this website, unfortunately, they've done away with it with the new website. I don't know why they did that. It's such a nice little tool for us guys that are not like, stock wizards. You can kind of do a quick stock screen with this. So Guru Rating, it has all the popular investors like Peter Lynch, Benjamin Graham, Kenneth Fisher. And it shows you, basically how they might rate the stock based off of metrics and statistics that they would use. So like if you come down here, you can do something like this, and then it shows you 93% that Peter Lynch is certainly approving of this, or Benjamin Graham approves 57%. But what I would say is what you can do is you can go down here. Let's just go on and click on Peter Lynch's methodology. Whoops, I messed up. Let's go back. Click on detailed analysis. This is what you want. Okay. Now, when you go to detailed analysis, then what you can do is it says right here, like the Peter Lynch strategy, get more ideas that pass this analysis. And then you click on that. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring up stocks that pass Peter Lynch's kind of metrics, if you will. And man, back when I first started investing in stocks, I used this website to get ideas. So I would go down here and I'd say, oh, Alphabet has a 1, or let's see, maybe we want one that has a score of 2, like Ally Financial there. And then you come up here and then you can click on it and it shows you what the gurus think of this stock. And if you've got a stock that has like 5 gurus that are agreeing that this is a great idea, then maybe it warrants looking into it, if so to speak. So this kind of narrows down the ideas, so to speak. And then let's go back to my initial idea, which is American Eagle Outfitters. That's a stock I own. And you can see 93% growth investor Peter Lynch, 57% Benjamin. And some of the gurus probably, well, look at that, price to sales investor. Some of the gurus are not going to like it, like small cap growth investor here. He's not liking it. Momentum strategy, he's not liking it very well. So old Nasdaq.com is a stock website that I still use occasionally, but used it more in the beginning. But for those of you that are just starting out, this is a great website to just get ideas. Here's one that I have not found very much people talk about, but I like this website. It tells you a lot. You can kind of be sneaky here and find out what the real guys are doing here, the big guys. So it's called holdingschannel.com. And if I go over here, I'm just going to keep typing in American Eagle Online Outfitters. Sorry. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to see who owns the stock, how much they own. And if they're buying calls, if they're buying puts, oh yeah, see, here you go. This is the information you want to know. Citadel Advisors, they're buying puts and they're also buying calls. And why I like this is I can be sneaky and I can check up on what the big guys are doing, like Goldman Sachs, for instance. And I click on them and I see what are their biggest holdings. These are the guys that have a lot more knowledge than us of what's going on in the market. And then we can come over here and see, by the way, this is quite telling. When you start to go research this and you look and see what Goldman Sachs are doing as of, what is this date here? September the 30th. You might be surprised. They got a lot of puts. I guess they don't have a lot of faith in the market, but whatever. And then you come down here and then they might have calls on Amazon and then they might have puts. But you can kind of go down through here and see, what are these big guys buying? What are they seeing in the future? Are they seeing something falling or going up? Here's Home Depot. It looks like they have a lot of calls versus the puts. So statistically, it looks like they're being positive, bullish on Home Depot. But Intel was 846,000 on calls, 641 on puts. So once again, they're being kind of bullish on Intel. But there might be something down here you might want to watch. Maybe they're being quite bullish on them. And these are the guys that have, the knowledge sometimes that we don't have as retail investors and small guys, so to speak. The little man, as my dad would say. So you just have to kind of pay attention. So these are some websites that I just look at. So many people present websites like, one that I, of course, look at a lot is finance.yahoo.com. And that gives you all the metrics. It gives you PE values, pegs. And then I have Fidelity as a brokerage, and I can get all that information through them. But sometimes it helps to know what are the big guys doing. And then these sorts of websites like Marketbeat.com and Holdings Channel. And you don't see this, but Holdings Channel, if we were to stay on here, you're going to find out real quick that it doesn't let you look at this website for free very long. Something eventually pops up. So I just typed in Roku again, and you can see that Vanguard, Morgan Stanley, Where's my buddies at? There's the Goldman Sachs. They're certainly not my buddies, but they're down here, and they certainly own Roku. But you can check in on stocks and see who's buying it, like who are the big investors that are buying it. This is a company, you know, I'm not very familiar with them, but I keep seeing their name. These people, Sumitomo. Yeah, they have a lot of Apple stock, Microsoft, Amazon, the Facebook, the big names there, Procter & Gamble. Yeah, look at that, the iShares, Gold Trust. But you can kind of look up and see, it looks like they totally decreased their position there, though. And you can look up and see what the big guys are buying. They have lots of insider information and, you know, the latest updated information from each company. You know, they spend their lives doing this, so they probably have more knowledge than you and I about all this. So it's kind of good to just check out, you know, what you're buying and looking at it on here, Marketbeat, Holdings Channel. If you're a buy and hold investor, I don't think it's going to like affect your dividends, but at the same time, it's kind of nice to know. It might help you find a better entry and opening price. All right. So that's all from Ripe for Investing today. Please visit my website. I would absolutely love to have you there. If you've enjoyed this video, subscribe, and it's going to keep this content coming. I'm going to share, you know, what are the things that I look at when I'm evaluating a stock or deciding to buy. What are the things that trouble me and I say, hey, I'm not going to buy that. I'll also get into that a little bit more. But yes, I hope everybody's portfolio is doing absolutely wonderful. I hope your income is growing here with this passive investing. I know it's a lot of fun for me to just kind of see my graph go up and up, up and up. Right? All right. Well, you guys take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.